My name is Martin Klaassen, and welcome to the interview sessions by the virtual lighting design community. My next guest is Christopher Knowlton. Welcome.
Hi, welcome, thank you.
Christopher, please introduce yourself to those people who may not know you, so that we understand what your background is and what you're doing.
So I'm Christopher Knowlton.
Yep.
I'm a former lighting designer, so I was a lighting designer for 15 years. And now I am the Chief Executive Officer of the International Association of Lighting Designers, the IALD.
Yeah. All right, fantastic. Now, you're here for a very specific reason. Tell us why you're here.
Well, we're launching the Middle East region this week. So IALD is a community of professional lighting designers around the world. We represent lighting designers from lots of countries.
Yeah.
We had 32 regions and chapters, and the 33rd will be in the Middle East, which is really a representation of how much the region has been growing. The fact that the community here is now ready to come together and start participating and becoming more structured in the way that they run community events here. And so it's a very exciting opportunity to meet face to face.
I mean, you're established because I remember pre-COVID you celebrated 50 years of existence, if I'm not...
That's right, in 2019, 50 years, so we're 53 this year.
Yep, yeah, I attended the Singapore chapter, the Southeast Asia chapter. It was really nice. Now, I want to ask you, you know the themes that run through this event, which are a future of sustainability, innovative lighting design, and seamless integration. I would like you to look at that through the context of ILD, to the glasses of ILD. What does it mean for you?
I think that we see that over the last 20 years, lighting has really progressed a lot. There's been a lot of changes, not just in terms of professional recognition, but the tools that we use and how we do our work. That rate of change is accelerating, and I think that some of those themes are really driving that acceleration. The change is happening more rapidly, and as an association we need to respond to what that means for professional practice, which is ultimately we're being asked to develop new skills, and we need to learn new technology and understand how that fits within the wider context of intelligent buildings and sustainability. And I think those are really important questions that we need to be answering, and they're what our members face every day. So ILD is also trying to respond to that in a relevant way.
Yeah. So that means you're going to create some adaptive programs, I don't know, because technology is moving so fast.
Yeah.
Lighting designers need to keep up to date with all that.
Yeah, so we need to provide good quality education.
Yeah.
We need to make better connections with other industries. At the show here this week, you see that we're with Intersect, which is a really interesting kind of connection between smart buildings and security, and all of these things are starting to become more integrated. So really understanding how we work with others more efficiently.
We have got the Smart Building Summit as well inside Light Middle East.
Yeah,
which is aiming to build that bridge between lighting and the smart building industry.
Yeah, and I was listening to something earlier today about digital twinning, for example. Yeah. And so what used to be pen and paper is now 3D model, and that 3D model now has an entirely new life all on its own.
Yeah.
And I think that really is changing how we're thinking about what we're doing. And the requirements for lighting designers used to be time, cost, and quality. This was always the challenge. But now there is energy and sustainability, and that's one side of the equation, but you also have human comfort and human health. It's not always compatible, so understanding what that means for the profession is really going to change a lot in the coming years.
Well, jumping on health, we had major changes over the last few years with COVID. Has that impacted the way ILD looks at delivering the message, communicating with its members?
Yeah, I mean, the pandemic has brought many organizations significant challenges, and ILD is in a position where we are evolving and changing quite rapidly in a way that we maybe have not before. We've had a staff restructure, we no longer have a physical office.
We have a CEO.
We have a new CEO. But it is good because it means that we are able to really respond in new ways. So I'm the first CEO to not be based in North America, which is really a commitment to the fact that we are a global association and we need to act globally. We're here in the Middle East because we're acting globally. And so I think you will see probably over the next 1 to 2 years that evolution really starting to become more evident. So The way in which we're delivering education will change. The way in which we're engaging with members will change for the better. So we're also seeing the first time really of retirement or people leaving the industry, and so recruitment is also going to be a big thing. How do we get more people excited about lighting and into the profession?
But people that are leaving, I mean, you're talking retirement or people that just change industry?
Yeah, I mean, like the industry at 50 years, we're kind of seeing the people who really pioneered the first practices are now leaving the practices and retiring and handing over to the next generation. Yeah. I think in the coming years, we'll really see that generation is now leaving and ready to hand over and have a well-earned rest.
That's the people you need to tap all the knowledge from.
Exactly. So we need to be better at transferring the knowledge from the experienced to the younger and making it more collaborative in that way.
Yeah. Now, I'm here on behalf of the virtual lighting design community. I think we both have the same sort of goals, is to share knowledge and create ways to reach out to people that have a vested interest in lighting, right? So you're aware of our platform. I've been a professional ILD member also for many years. I would love to have your thoughts on what we're trying to do with VLDC.
I think that what we've seen, particularly through the pandemic, is that there's a lot of groups that have come together because they really want to have connection, and they may be searching for something specific. Like I was speaking with one group last week about BIM and how that's like a real thing that they really need, like a space to make that collaboration. And so it fills me with a lot of joy because it means that there are really passionate people committed to sharing and being helpful to each other for the betterment of everyone. It's not like a personal, like, oh, I'm just doing this to get something. It's actually about elevating the profession more, which is great. I mean, it's great to see a community that's like engaged.
Well, we feel that the community should be inclusive of everybody that has a vested interest in lighting.
Yeah.
It's not only light designers, because the way things are developing, the smart building industry, all that will come together. There needs to be a bridge, and that's therefore I think we also need to have a platform where we can connect and communicate.
Yeah.
So
lighting designers have always been good at talking to lighting designers.
Exactly.
We now need to get good at talking to everyone else.
Right. So we should have a chat together.
Yeah, great.
Listen, I want to round up with getting an idea of what drives Chris to get out of bed in the morning and do what he's doing, because now you're fully focused, I understand, on ILD.
Yep.
So what is it that you want to achieve?
Lighting is a really, everyone says this about their industry, but I really feel that lighting brings together a very unique group of people. I've never really been to anything lighting related where I haven't like made new friends or met people that are interesting and engaging. And that is enough to motivate you every day to get up and really want to bring the community together. I spent 15 years as a lighting designer telling everyone, lighting is great, you should really believe in it. And now this is like the ultimate platform to help raise everyone. Really, it's not about me or anything like that. It's really about how do we help our members become more visible and more relevant in a changing world.
Anything in store for the next 10 years that you want to share?
Well, for me?
No, for the ILD community. In general, no, not for you, but because we're talking about sharing and developing and growing. So it would be nice to see what are you planning for the next couple of years?
I mean, I'm not sure where we will be in 10 to 15 years. I think that my view is that we will probably have really, if we want to stop digging things out of the ground, making them into something and throwing them away, we have to really reevaluate the life cycle of everything that we do. In the UK, I think it's something like, if we want to hit net zero by 2050, 80% of the buildings are already built. So it means that we need to get really good at refurbishing and repurposing buildings so that we don't have to knock them down to start again. And there's a lot of things where we need to start understanding what those changes are in order to address them, and not everyone has the same vision of what that looks like in the future. So it's very hard. I feel like it's, particularly now with change being so rapid, it's very hard to envision anything other than change.
Yes, change. Christopher Knowlton, thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you.